Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of Wrestling Prime. I am your host, Tom Dog, and ladies and gentlemen, we got a pretty big show. However, not many topics, so that's kind of weird. But one of them, one of them is a big topic. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But first, got to do the plug there. We gotta say that this episode is brought to you by M&J Video Games and Collectibles. You got to trade in your if you have any wrestling collectibles that you want to part ways with and everything, and or if you have some autographs that you want to get rid of, then they will take good care of you, regardless of what that is. They will take good care of you. They take good care of me. And it's looking to be really good. So check out their website over at mnjvideogames.com if you happen plus also if you happen to be in the Southington, Connecticut area and you want to check out this amazing store, uh, where the store is located, as well as some events that they have going on. Check out their website again. That is mnjvideogames.com. So we got a we got a pretty good show, like I said, and we're gonna jump right into it because there's a lot to talk about, and gonna be a relatively short episode. Because like I said, there's not many topics to talk about, but I'll start off with some AEW news first. Tony Khan announced on Wednesday on AEW's Dynamite he had a big announcement, and that announcement is not a new wrestler signing with the company. I know, yeah, like yeah. There is literally no new wrestler coming in. Um, and everybody and of course everybody on social media was anticipating that Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks, was going to be confirmed. Um, but that's not the case. What could happen? What could happen is that um, it's possible that she might show up at an upcoming event that's going to take place in Boston, and they're calling it AEW Dynamite's Big Business. Now, I don't have the poster up up and everything, but for those of you who saw that poster, there was a little bit of a hint on who may show up at the um, TD Bank Arena in Boston, the original, formerly known as the Boston Garden. And if you take a look at the graphic in the poster, if you look carefully at the bottom part, you will see Boston spelled not BOSTON, but BOSSTON. And the S stands had had the dollar sign. And social media is blowing up because of this Easter egg that that is going to be hinting that Mercedes Moné is going to um finally signed with the company. So that's how I'm looking at it, and I know and I know the social media there is pretty much in equal form that they're going to, that that's confirming that Mercedes Moné is going to show up at um at this at this huge event. And one person on social media tweeted that, oh, it's going to be John Cena. Now I knew what he was trying to get at, but really he is for AEW. It's like, I mean, one can imagine because Hulk Hogan got signed with the World Championship Wrestling at one point after he left WWE a long time ago, and so yeah. So I am. There's a lot of mucus. There we go. There's a lot of mucus, and I know that's gross, but still. But I have a lot of phlegm caught in my throat, so that's why I'm sounding a little bit hoarse because of that reason. And it's not because I ate a pony earlier. Trying to get this out of the way because the weather, the weather has been really, really crazy lately. It's been nice over here in the past couple of days. So yeah, it has some really has some really nice weather earlier. So yeah, well worth it. Already I'm yawning. That's all right. I don't want to tap out just yet. We're gonna continue with this program and deliver you the news that we can, even though other shows already talked about this stuff, but I didn't. so, so yeah, going back to the whole Mercedes Monet thing. It looks possible because you know what? Hey, who else is a boss that has that graphic on there? So yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think she's a Boston native, anyways. So yeah, I gotta look back at the you know, there's Sasha Banks promos. I gotta see if that's um legit. But yeah, it seems to fit. Boss Sasha Banks was known as the boss in uh in WWE, and I think she's still keeping that moniker in Japan, and you know and with AEW's partnership that they've been doing with New Japan uh recently, I think it's a good fit. I think it's a really good fit. So I wouldn't I wouldn't hold that up. I wouldn't hold that against her and everything. And so it looks possible that it could happen. And so yeah, it's only a matter of time. I think this event is going to happen sometime in either March or in April. I think I gotta see. Like I said, I don't have the graphic posted. Otherwise I would have said something. But I'll put it on my Twitter, and then I'll talk about it more next week, like a little bit about the date and the time. About the date. Well, it's going to be I know it's going to be on a Wednesday on Dynamite. So it's a special Dynamite event because they, Dynamite usually throw things like that, which in a way I kind of like that idea because it deletes the purpose of doing throwing in a pay per view. So I think that that's better, you know, in a way because let's face it, pay per views are just saying. um, but, yeah. All right. So now that we spent 11 minutes talking about this, what does everybody else have to say about? What else does everybody think about this? Chat is open, and the chat is open. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Let us know what you have to say about this because this show is more important to you than it is me. So love to hear love to hear what everybody has to say, and let's chat and have fun. Talk about wrestling. Talk about wrestling and a lot of stuff that's going on with AEW and WWE. That being said, let's talk about what do you want to talk about? I know what I want to talk about. Let's talk about what happened in Las Vegas. And no, it has nothing to do with the Super Bowl or Taylor Swift. We already know that Taylor Swift made it safely to Los Angeles. Um, she had to land at LAX because um there was some. Oh, this is wrestling. We're not talking about wrestling. That was on Channel X. We're talking about. We're not talking about Super Bowl here. This is wrestling. Super Bowl football talk was on Channel X. We'll talk about that again on Thursday. More about that later. Right now, let's talk about a lot of stuff going on in Vegas. I mean, Collision actually had a show in Vegas earlier today. Good show, pretty good show, and watched a little bit of that. It was really good. I forgot the guy's name. Big dude, big dude. Chopped the shit out of this other guy. But yeah, I forgot their names. Um, I think it was Jamie Hayter. Jamie, no, not Jamie Hayter. Jamie something. But yeah, he got chopped, and it was literally like a gunshot. But yeah, they had some pretty good matches. Had some pretty good matches. It was kind of a laid back. It was kind of like a laid back show this week. On Collision. It was a pretty laid back episode. So yeah. um, why am I sounding so hoarse? There we go. Crazy. But anyways, Adam Copeland also showed up in an interview and he had some comments to say about the Bucks taking out Sting and his and his two sons, and after winning the tag champions. So yeah, that was actually a good match though. But the Bucks came out and ruined their celebration and beat the snot out of them, and as well as the Suns. So had a lot of heat, which was expected. And so yeah, some Eddie Kingston uh, talked trash to the Bucks, uh, Edge talked smack to the Bucks, and I think some other teams, some other wrestlers, said something about the Bucks in their heelish ways and everything. So that that's that's one good way to generate heat in there. So yeah, they they did their job. So willing to piss off people, take out a legend, and everything who was close to retirement, which his last match is next month. So yeah, but so yeah, it's looking really good. Um, but then but the other night, Thursday, um, was the was the big moment over there uh, for WWE. They had a big WrestleMania press conference, and yeah, it was pretty deep. Um, Beth, uh, Becky Lynch was there. Almost said Beth Phoenix. Becky Lynch was there. Bailey was there. Um, Rhea Ripley was also on hand, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy because they have this huge match coming up in there's this huge event coming up um I believe in a week in 2 weeks. Um, the Elimination Chamber is going to be in Perth, Australia. It's going to be in Rhea Ripley's hometown, so she's going to get a hometown welcome and everything. So yeah, it's going to be really good. It's going to be on Peacock. But so the women's elimination match, um, going to determine who's going to go against Rhea Ripley for the belt at WrestleMania. Um, Bailey's going to be fighting Io Sky um, for for the Women's World Championship. So yeah, it's going to be very big. It's going to be very big, but that wasn't the talk. That wasn't the talk. Seth Rollins came out, um, hyped up the crowd a little bit. You know, one of the hyping that Cody Rhodes. Want to know who's Cody Rhodes going to face at WrestleMania. He called out Cody Rhodes, but out came out um, Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. Had some words and said, you know, it's like he had an opportunity to choose who's going to face. Now I'm making the decision, and he said that he was going to face that Roman was going to face the Rock. Rock came out, cut a promo, started generating some heel heat, which was good, which was really really good. Um, However, there is one thing I want to mention before I go further with this. Um, the Rock's daughter, um, Ava. She of course is on NXT, and she was on SmackDown on social media. She had to delete delete the her she shut down her social media page. She was getting death threats. Now, it's one thing to have to be upset about where the story, where this angle is going, whether it's a work or a shoot, whatever. And week week before, you know, last week when I talked about this, that there was a "We Want Cody" trending on Twitter for a long time now, and that's what it was. All because The Rock asserted himself to go after Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Cody, everybody knows the promo. Everybody's not, you know, Cody was like, he kind of stepped down and said, "Hey, here, this guy wants to do it," and everybody got pissed off and everything. It's okay to get pissed off because I talked about this a long time ago when Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble a long time ago. I actually did a rant about that, which you can watch on my channel. I think it was about 10 years ago when I talked about this, or somewhere around that line. That Daniel Bryan wasn't, it was somewhere around the line. It was like where Daniel Bryan wasn't going to. It was when Daniel Bryan, at the time when he was in WWE, he didn't get into the, you know, main event at WrestleMania, which at the time was WrestleMania 30, and now, yeah, it was 10 years ago when I did talk about this, and I said he's going to get in, he's going to get in, and everything like that, yada yada yada. Watch the video; it's a good video if you can find it. No, I'm kidding. It's in the Tom Dog Rants column, one of my older videos. Same thing, same thing with Cody Rhodes. Same thing with Cody Rhodes. Wins the Royal Rumble, getting, everybody's pissed off that, that he wasn't going to be of course, of course it's going to trend and everything, which is fine and everything like that. But to assert yourself to some of these so-called fans who take it a step further by threatening a wrestler's family member with death threats. Let me tell you something. And look, this has nothing to do about the storyline or baby or who's going to be a baby face, who's going to be heel. This has nothing to do with that. You guys, to the people who issued out death threats to The Rock's daughter. You are not wrestling fans. You lost that right. You lost that right the moment you threaten somebody's life. You are not wrestling fans. It's okay to be upset and do the whole "we want Cody this" or "we want Cody that." That's fine because it generated enough audience to turn Rock into a heel, which is great. I like that. But to take it to one step further and issuing out that death threat, you're not a wrestling fan. You lost your right as a wrestler. You lost your wrestling fandom. Pack up pack up your wrestling merchandise, sell it. You're done. You're done as a wrestling fan. And and I did read those comments, and they were disgusting. They were absolutely disgusting. Rock's daughter was an innocent party. The Rock's daughter was an innocent party. She did not need this kind of abuse. And for people to bully her and to threaten her life, all because you're pissed off that The Rock was allegedly going to WrestleMania to face Roman Reigns, his cousin, when nothing has been confirmed, when nothing has been official, has been made official. Listen, you so-called fans took it a step further, and I don't approve of that. I don't care if the person was a heel or baby face. They, the innocent party had nothing to do with it. Had nothing to do between The Rock and the Cody Rhodes. It had nothing to do. Had nothing to do with an outsider party. I'm just saying. So pack up your wrestling fan stuff. You want to threaten somebody's life, you're done as a wrestling fan. You're no longer a wrestling fan. You will not be acknowledged as a wrestling fan. Just saying. And that's what it was. So for the Brock to say, for the Brock to later on now having said that, we want Cody. We want Cody. It's trending for a long time on Twitter, and the that video when The Rock came in and everything, on last week's SmackDown was the lowest, was the most disliked video on their channel, on the WWE's YouTube channel. They re-edited it and everything to make it look like how it was, and it still had the dislikes and everything. We're going to be a little bit, kind of quieted down because of what happened a couple of nights ago in in Vegas. So yeah. So the Rock was coming out and showing out the his family tree and everything like that, which was really good. Which was really good. And then Cody comes out saying, "Listen, Rock didn't win the Royal Rumble. I did, and I have made my decision." Cody Rhodes says he's going to go after Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and Roman was like, "You don't make that decision. You just," he's like, you go back to the to the B, to the B, you know, B team, uh, and face the guy in the green suit because um, Seth Rollins was wearing a green suit, and Roman was also ribbing him on his shoes because he's saying it's like nice to see that you're wearing your wife's shoes and everything like that. So, which I will admit that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. So so yeah, it was a big deal, and so Roman Reigns started talking down to Cody and saying that um, you're irrelevant, just like your father, which which kind of upset Cody, which was justifiable. And then he said, you look at your grandfather, you look at The Rock's grandfather, and they would be really disappointed in you. And that's when The Rock got pissed off. And this was real. it kind of looked like it was it was kind of like a work, but maybe it was more in line of a shoot. But after Cody said that, Rock just did a Will Smith, and I know I didn't, he slapped the taste out of Cody, and all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose after that slap. It was it was real. It was like call it what you see it. It was real. It was what it was, and it was crazy. It was really really crazy. And Cody didn't fight. Of course, Cody didn't fight back, um, which was kind of smart on his move. And in the back, um, after the in the back and everything, Triple H was getting interviewed and said, what the Rock, what the Rock did was uncalled for, and you know he stepped out of line. Then and then the Rock um happened to walk by when Triple H was talking. He's like, "You better fix this, or I will," and everything. And there were some f bombs being dropped and everything like that, and it was crazy. Then came last night on SmackDown. This between Vegas and oh yeah, and by the way, CM Punk was also on the uh on the commentator booth with Big E, which was awesome, which was really really awesome. Nice to see CM Punk still around and everything like that, and you know being on the base of things, and it was really really good. And Big E, it was awesome seeing Big E. You know, really glad everybody had a huge pop for CM Punk, and everybody had a huge pop for. And what was funny because what CM Punk was saying, I think it generated across the room because after that whole thing, it cut to the kickoff panel, and and CM Punk was saying all this stuff, and what CM Punk was saying, I think The Rock kind of heard that because he was looking at that direction because it was sounding off, and I think he kind of heard that, and yeah, it was a really big deal. So I don't know, I don't know, but it was like Cody should have fought back. I mean, The Rock put his hands on him, and it's like Cody is like, let him fight. But luckily, it didn't go there. But there was so much drama that night, and it was good. It's great time to be a wrestling fan. More importantly, a WWE fan. So yeah, it was actually really good. Then SmackDown last night was even better. Um, Triple H opened up the show, and he said, you know, there's some people out there that need to know their role, um, and then he referenced the head of the table and everything like that, and he made it official that Cody Rhodes is going to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and yeah, it's official going on there. And what does that leave for Seth Rollins? Well, they had a couple of matches last night on SmackDown. A couple of qualifying matches. The winner goes, you know, goes on to advance into the Elimination Chamber. Drew McIntyre faced um, AJ Styles, uh, and Randy Orton faced Sami Zayn. Those matches were good. And then all of a sudden, um, Drew McIntyre is in. So is Randy Orton. So we will find out the next participants who are going to be. On Monday, we're going to have The Miz taking on Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul is going to win that one. No offense to The Miz. I want to see, Logan Paul's going to cheat his way into a victory and everything. So, and then I think Dominic Mysterio is going to. I forgot who Dominic is going to go in there with. I think it's Kevin Owens. I think it's Kevin Owens. I think. So yeah, it's So yeah, this is going to be a very interesting show, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. And so, and then next week it's going to be in 2 weeks it's going to be Elimination Chamber, which I will review after after there. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting within the next couple of weeks. And next week on SmackDown, um, Roman Reigns and The Rock are going to be showing up because Paul Heyman's saying, "Oh, the Tribal Chief's going to be here next week," and also The Rock. So it's going to be really interesting to see. It's going to be really interesting to see Paul Heyman walking out with The Rock. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So yeah, I guess you could say that The Rock's going to be a part of the bloodline. I guess going to be a bloodline member. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting next week. So yeah, we're going to talk about that next week. So yeah, comments are open. Let's chat is open. Let's see what everybody has to say. What do you think about this decision that was made by Triple H that it's been made official? What do you think that's going to happen? I would like to know the what everybody has to say about that. Um, because yeah, it's a like I said, it's a really good time, and I know I want to hear what you guys have to say. Not just me. This show is more yours than it is mine. So, yeah. So yeah, this is gonna be very. I mean, the road to I mean, this, and you know what? And I kind of called it. I want to say this right now. Now, as far as you know, the main event goes for Roman Reigns, I was wrong about that one, and I will admit that I was wrong about that one. But it's nice that Cody is going to finally do it. However, because of The Rock and Roman Reigns are going to be on SmackDown next week, it's possible that maybe night one is going to be between The Rock and Cody Rhodes. Whoever wins that goes on to face Roman Reigns on night two. That's a possibility. That is a possibility that could happen. So, you know, it's still close to the call, and I think that will be and I think Cody Rhodes will pull double duty if that does happen. And that would actually be a good match, to be quite honest with you, because I think they're going to build it up to be that. we will see what happens on SmackDown next week. And so yeah, I'm looking at the time. No, I think it's time for me to call it a night. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tap out. Yep, I'm tapping out, folks. So, so yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in for this episode of Wrestling Prime. Thank you for allowing me into your homes this fine evening, this wonderful weather that we got going on. I know it's not going to last because Tuesday, little day and a half here in Connecticut, in the state of Connecticut. But yeah. Um. So yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in and allow me to be in your homes. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at TomDog247. If you missed any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Uh, give the video a thumbs up if you like it. Comment down below. Um, what do you think about what do you think about you know the reason the decision made by Triple H and everything? Like to know what you have to say about it by commenting down below. Ring the bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next. And you want to make it on your way to the road to WrestleMania. There's only one thing you got to do to support small streamers like myself, and that is lay the smackdown on that subscribe button. And we will see you here next week with another episode of Wrestling Prime. I'm going to talk more about this whole WrestleMania main event business and discuss more of the qualifying entrance in the elimination chamber. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting, and we'll discuss that plus some AEW news as well. Um, Thursday, not Wednesday because that's Valentine's Day, and I'm not doing jack shit on Valentine's Day. But I'm single, so I'm going to bed early. Kidding. But no, I'm probably serious. I'm going to go to bed early because hey, single guy like me, what am I going to do on Valentine's Day? But no, next Thursday, this coming Thursday is going to be another exciting episode of Channel X. So we're going to have a lot of fun. This time we're going to have Mojo come on. He's going to discuss about his adventure in Scotland. Yes, got to answer some questions that I have for him. So yeah, he was supposed to be on last. He was supposed to be on the other night, but he didn't show up because um, he wanted to lay low for a while to make sure everything was okay until he came on. So yeah, I can respect his privacy and make sure everything was okay. So yeah, he will be here on Thursday. This coming Thursday, next week. So yeah, a lot of busy stuff over there. Unless who knows what other product I might be trying next as well too. So I've thrown a couple of videos back to back, which I'd never done before, but it was actually really cool. Um, so yeah, so yeah, hope you're looking forward to that. So yeah, it's going to be really cool and everything. And there was one that I was going to do. I was going to try the Space Dunk Oreos. I'm scrapping that because It's just Oreo cookies. That's all it really is. With some pop rocks in them. It's nothing really major. Um, they're good, I will say that, but um, yeah, that there's pretty much not much to talk about there. I'm also going. I might do one quick video to before the Super Bowl starts. I'm going to talk about you know, I'm gonna make a gonna do a little crafting video, and I'm gonna taste my own brand, which is every Super Bowl Sunday I traditionally make wings, and and I make my own sauce. So I might do a little video on that, and I'll do it right here live and everything like that. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. So we shall see. Um, so we're gonna have a lot of fun. And of course on Channel X we're gonna be talking about everything everything that went down on the Super Bowl, including best commercial as well too. And yeah, this is we're gonna have a lot of fun. So tune in for that um, and more next week. So, but as far as Wrestling Prime goes, we will see you here next week. As I said, we got a lot of topics to discuss, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. So until next time, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace, good night, and we'll see you next week. Love you all.